Hi everyone and welcome to day 4 of my 25 days of Christmas. In today's video we're creating a super simple mini album here. So I'm using some papers from, this is the Memory Box box kit that Practical Publishing do. This came out in October I believe it was, and you've got all these patterned papers and some toppers. You have a stamp set, a die set and an embossing folder as well, and we're going to use the papers to decorate our mini album. So this is really great if you've got some card bases, pre-made card bases hanging around and you want to create a really quick and easy mini album. This is definitely for you. So in total you're going to need 5 card bases to create the actual mini album itself. I'm using some craft here because I had it lying around, and you're going to have 4 for the insides. You can make the inside, as many as you want, but you still need to make sure that your outside cover, if you will, is going to fit. So for this I used 4 for the inside and then 1 card for the outside, and I thought that this was a perfect amount of space without having to trim it down too much. So to create our cover we need to add a small spine for it to go around and be able to open up around these card bases. So I popped it into my scoreboard, and it's of course scored at 6 inches already, and I just use the tracks either side of the 6 inches to create quite a small little spine on this, and that worked absolutely perfectly. So again, it's really going to depend on the size that you want. If you want to go bigger and add more pages, maybe you want to use a bigger card base, or you want to use sort of create your own rather than using a pre-made card. So you can see I've got my spine there, perfect, but the inside pieces are now sticking out of the side. So I want to trim these down. So the outside of it is still roughly 6 by 6 because we've added that spine. It's slightly less, but then the pages on the inside are going to be 5 3/4 inches squared. So I've cut the width of these. I'm going to cut the height in a moment, and then we can get into gluing these down. So I did end up making a mistake for my album for how I wanted it to be, but this is going to depend on how you want to have your inside. So I glued down my first card base onto the inside back of this cover, which you'll see in a second. Not only did I glue it down, I also glued it down the wrong way as well. So by gluing it to the back of this while it was open, it's sort of in this way, meant that it didn't open fully and it didn't lie flat, which is really what I wanted it to do. So I basically started building up and I was gluing the card bases to one another. So the first one went down flat. This one I'm going to create a little pocket. So I'm just adding a bead of glue along that left hand side and both edges. So the fold is also going on the left hand side, so it's going in. And then when this is going to be secured, you can open it up and it's going to create you a little pocket, and yeah, just for you to be able to stick pieces in, but I wouldn't recommend sort of playing with it until that glue has dried. The next one, again, I'm going to glue down, and this one's just going to glue down flat as well. And then the last one we're going to glue down with a pocket as well. So this would work in this way. It would work if you didn't want to glue the inside front cover to the top page. If you just had it opened and then you so you had that left hand side, that inside cover, and then you just kind of flip the rest of them open, it would absolutely work that way. But I wanted to have those two glued together. So you're going to see I'm going to glue this together now. So I'm just opening it just to sort of see what it's like, but you can almost see in that spine area where it's not gonna sit flush like I want it to. So this is the point. So I didn't glue it down because I think I maybe realized my mistake then. So this is the point where I basically just ripped off that front cover. So I ended up using an extra card base here, but basically I had all my pages together that was stuck down, and then I lined up this insert with the center of that spine, and then kind of closed the book around it. I do hope that makes sense for you guys. But yeah, it was just, you want to make sure that you can get it to open and close in the way that you want it to be. So I added the glue to that back page again, but again I had that spine in the centered for my inserts to make sure that this open and closed properly. When I had it in place, then I glued this front bit to the front inside. Again, hopefully that makes sense. So this again is a super easy mini album to create for whatever card bases you've got. Is going to work, ideally for this, and you can see the way that's opening and closing with that spine. So that very sort of bit around the center isn't going to glue, but that's fine. You want to have that kind of movement with it. This does change a little bit when we add our ribbon fastening, and you'll sort of see that in the end. But this is essentially the mini album, just creating it again. You can create this in different sizes. You can do 5x7. And you can change up the pages that you've got inside. I'm just doing something super simple here. So now on to decorating. So I did a commission for this magazine. So I've got some quite a few full pages, and now I've got just some scraps as well. So I'm going to try and use the scraps as much as possible before going into these full sheets. But I wanted to pick a patterned paper for the front, and I absolutely love this with the nutcrackers, the ginger house, the trees, and we've got the snowman on there as well. I just think that was so adorable. So I'm going to be matte and layering this front piece and the back just to strengthen it. I don't do this with the inside, but for the front cover and the back cover, I really wanted to kind of strengthen so it is going to last a lot longer as a mini album. So I took some green card. The green is cut to 5 3/4. The patterned paper is cut to 5.5 inches square, and we're simply just going to glue these together. So yeah, just some liquid glue. The one thing I would say with this, I got just the tiniest bit of rippling, which is a little frustrating. I really need to get some more double-sided tape or another tape runner, to be honest, for using thinner paper like this. If you are using thinner paper, I would just do a little test to see what your liquid glue, like how it reacts with that paper, to make sure you don't get any rippling or anything like that. I've had that a few times over the last few months, which has been, again, a little bit frustrating, but you know, just sort of make sure that you're happy with how it's going to look beforehand. So for my fastening, I decided to add just a simple piece of ribbon. So this was some Christmas ribbon, actually, I bought a few years ago now. And we've got this lovely mint colour. I thought that was going to work really nicely with this, this paper. So I laid it flat exactly where I wanted it to be. I pulled it tight and then simply just glued my front cover over the front of it. Now, this, by pulling it tight around the book, this did change how it opened and closed a little bit, but to be honest, it still worked out perfectly well. It's still open and closed, and it's still laid flat, which is really the important bit that I was going for. I wanted this to lie nice and flat, and it absolutely did that. So yeah, absolutely love how this is looking. I love that paper on the front. And now we can get into kind of decorating. So you can see I'm sort of looking and seeing how it's laying flat and things. And yeah, it's just changed it a little bit. But like I said, I am happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to trim down some patterned paper. So again, no matte and layering inside here. And I'm trimming these down. So I'm trying to work out sort of how many pages I need, what of the pattern paper that I actually wanted to create as well, and then which ones had the pockets and which ones didn't. The one thing I need to get is a round punch, so then I could add like a little lift bit, so in these like tighter pockets, so you could you can sort of pull things out of those pockets. The extra thing I decided to do, just to, you know, add something a little more to this, is I decided to add a flip open. So I took another card base. Again, you can make this as elaborate as you want to. So with this, I cut a thinner, taller piece that we're going to decorate as well. And then I end up using the scraps of that to create 2 pockets in the mini album also. So again, I'm just cutting down all my papers. So while I'm doing that, the one thing I want to mention is I'm going to do a giveaway for this. And the reason I've mentioned this this late in the video is because I want to give this away to people who, you know, do stick through my video. So if you've made it this far, I want to, you know, put you in for this competition to win this mini album. Now, because of my 25 days of Christmas, because obviously all of my videos are being, you know, have been edited and everything and made beforehand and already uploaded, all I want you to do is comment in the comment section down below. So leave me a comment if you want to enter. So the kind of password, if you like, to enter this competition is going to be Christmas 2022. So I want you to pop that in the comment section down below, and that's going to enter you. And what I'm going to do in a few days time, I'm going to post a comment on this video, just saying who the winner is going to be. And then from there, I'm going to comment on the person who's won to let them know that they have won and to kind of reach out so I can grab their address. So again, let me just go over that again. So put a comment in the comment section down below, Christmas 2022. And then in a few days, I'm going to pick a winner, and then I'm going to comment on their post so they know that they have won. And then I'm going to pin a comment to the top of this video. So if you want to be entered for this, then by all means, leave me a comment down below. So the other thing I don't do with this is fully decorate it or anything. You're going to see at the end what I'm going to do with the toppers and things like that. So you know, this is going to be a little bit of a project for you guys, or you can then gift this out if you want to. But again, I really wanted to kind of do a giveaway for the people who do watch the majority of my videos. If you're in at this point of the video, you know, I want you to be able to win this mini album. Let me know also what you think about that. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think it's not? I'd love to know what you guys think. So back to creating this mini album. So you can see I've done all my patterned papers. I kind of worked out what papers I wanted to put next to each other, and I tried to use all different papers. When it came to sort of the pockets and the fold out bits as well, obviously those did kind of get doubled up a little bit, but yeah, I want to make sure that I kind of use up all of these really lovely patterns. Some of these are really just so adorable. Say those nutcrackers, the Christmas trees are lovely, and I really like that stripe as well. So again, just gluing all of these pieces down. Then we've got the inside front cover there as well. So again, we're gonna add some pockets into here, and also this flip open. I absolutely love how this looks, and I actually think it looks really nice with that craft as well. So again, this would look nice with white, but also it's gonna look really nice with this craft as well. So I just glued that piece in again, and now I'm trying to work out the papers I want next to each other because they're already on top of the patterned paper. I didn't want it to compete too much to each other. So with this flip open, so within this actual album itself, you can add bits and pieces from your Christmas day. Maybe you've got a Christmas birthday, maybe, or, you know, like more of a wintry birthday, you could use this. But, you know, you could use this to record memories of your Christmas for this year. You're going to have pockets and things to kind of tuck bits and pieces into. You've got that flap, which you can do a little bit of writing, a little bit of journaling in there if that's what you want to do. Lots of options. You know, you can really make this your own, put pictures in here, yeah, do a bit of journaling and things like that. So I'm just using the scraps from that card base that I did pull out, and because we're turning this into a pocket, I'm just doing a bead of glue along the edges and the bottom, and you can kind of pinch in the top bits just so you've got a little bit of a gap there to slip any bits and pieces in there. And of course then we are going to decorate this pocket as well. So with all of the toppers and that, so there's two sheets of every paper, but because they're double-sided, so there's 2 sheets of toppers, but you do get 4 sets of toppers. So what I did was I went and cut out all of the topper pieces. You got quite a few sentiments in there, and then yeah, just lots of bits and pieces. So it's going to decorate and it's going to work really well with this mini album, but I wanted to again sort of leave that more up to you guys, so you can kind of decorate it how you wanted to. I didn't want to put the photo mats and things in here. Maybe you don't want to use it that way. You could use this as like a recipe book as well, something like that. Lots of scope for what you could do. Just because we call it a mini album doesn't mean that you have to use it in that way. So yeah, you could add your Christmas recipes to this. That would be really lovely, and it could be something that you pass down as well. So you could add photos of your meals in here, you know, whether it's your desserts, whether it's your Christmas extras, whether it's, you know, treats and things that you make leading up to Christmas, then yeah, this would make a really lovely recipe book there as well. So that is all the decorating that I'm pretty much going to do on this. You can see I'm just tying this bow here, and I've made sure to leave obviously enough length there to be able to get a really nice kind of a sized bow, and I found that it sat better when I tied it like going up and down the mini album. So just doing a little flip through, you can see the little pockets we've got here open. Again, I need to get a circle punch, sorry, to go for those kind of pockets so you can pull back out any bits that you've put in there. So these are the toppers. Like I said, I'm not actually going to decorate this. What I'm going to do is pop all of these into a little bag, and they can go with this mini album. So when you start putting bits and pieces in it, then you can kind of decorate it as you go. So I thought that would be quite nice. I'm going to tuck it into the pocket, so as soon as I've got something to put in it, you can pull out the bits and pieces, and you can kind of decorate a page at a time then as well if you wanted to. Alternatively, if you're giving this as a gift to somebody, this would be lovely as a gift because you've got those pieces in there. You could make a little craft kit for somebody if you wanted to, put them some glue in, some other bits and pieces, so that they can then make this mini album when they've got stuff again to pop into it. So this was a really what I think is a really simple mini album to make. Again, you only need a few. So I used 6 card bases in the end, but you can use as many, or as little as you want to create this. But I think it's going to make such a precious little book, something as a little keepsake, to celebrate your Christmas and to remember certain Christmases. So that's going to be it for this video. This is day number 4 of my 25 days of Christmas. Let me know what you think of this mini album. Do you want me to maybe create another one like this? Maybe try to create something slightly bigger, possibly. I know pretty sure I've got some 8x8 card bases. We could create something with that. So let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to help to support my channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So be sure to come back tomorrow for day number 5 of my 25 days of Christmas. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and Merry Christmas.